Many of you have sent me emails about this story. Some of you have tagged me on my social media accounts with this story, and that just let me know y'all wanted me to talk about it. And let me tell you right now, and I'm giving you a warning. This story right here is extremely graphic, and if you can't handle the content in which I'm about to say regarding this story, I'll understand if you would not want to watch this video. Some of you are probably going to say in the comments, I couldn't even make it all the way through. And that's understandable. But let's get into it. This man's name is Chris Burrows. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. And he was an anchor for a network called KTLA. And this man died of an overdose from crystal meth. Now, he didn't take the crystal meth in the traditional sense that people who OD or take any type of drug or any type of lethal drug the way that he usually would. It's hard to explain the stuff that occurred leading up to it and the stuff that happened while and then the aftermath of him after he passed or after he died is what makes this thing entirely weird. I'm just going to go ahead and read this story because I don't want to leave anything out. It says KTLA anchor Chris Burrows died from an overdose of crystal meth while engaging in vigorous sexual activity with a man he met on Grindr. Mind you, this man, Chris Burrows, was married and has a daughter. He was married to a woman and has a daughter. According to the LA County Medical Examiner, Burrows died from methamphetamine toxicity after being found unresponsive in a Glendale motel on December 28th. The manner of his death is listed as accidental. According to the death investigation, officials say Burrows worked his shift at KTLA and then left early for the day, complaining he felt ill. Instead of going home, he set up a meeting with a man at a motel in Glendale for an afternoon of hardcore sex. The two allegedly met on Grindr and had hooked up multiple times in the past. When the companion arrived, Burrows allegedly answered the door fully nude and had set up the room with DJ-style lighting, S&M toys, lubrication jelly, and a massage bench. The two men allegedly engaged in various forms of sexual activity. At some point during the meeting, 43-year-old Burrows allegedly inserted a rock of crystal meth into his body. Now, according to, and I don't know if the article is going to mention this, but where he inserted this rock, let's just say he didn't put it in his mouth. He put it in another hole in his body. I'll let y'all figure that one out. He then allegedly gave his companion a syringe full of GHB and a bottle of Gatorade. The two became intimate again, and Burrows allegedly used another rock of meth before engaging in more sexual activity. The report states Burrows also used poppers and amyl nitrite, inhaled that produces a euphoric effect. Burrows allegedly told his companion he was feeling fine until the man noticed him making a strange noise and flipped him over to realize Burrows had vomited inside of his S&M mask. The man called 911 and began to perform CPR on Burrows until emergency responders arrived. He was transported to a nearby hospital and pronounced dead in the emergency room. During the death investigations, officials told Burrows, who leaves behind a wife and a young daughter, did not have a history of drug or alcohol abuse and apparently only used drugs recreationally. Burrows' companion was cooperative throughout the investigation and no foul play is suspected in his death. Even though that article was extremely short, that shit is just like, just reading that, I don't even think anybody would want to. That's wild. Could you imagine what his wife had to go through having to hear that? What was probably going through her head while hearing this? And then it says they have a young daughter. I saw a picture of his wife and his daughter. His daughter's probably no older than 10. That's going to scar his wife and his daughter for the rest of their life. Can you imagine her going to school and them talking about it? Because he was an anchor, so people know who her dad was. At least him on that aspect of it. Not this secret life that he was living. Like, this guy was literally living out his best life, not realizing it was going to be the last day of his life. Like, this crap is crazy. And then I even heard, I was reading other places, because they probably can't put it into these articles because it gets even more graphic than what I just read. But I heard that he, without, let's just say, you know how I mentioned how they said that he put a rock of crystal up his rectum? Well, let's just say that something else, from what I've heard, went up there as well, that was not a foreign object, but it was from the companion and not what y'all think it is. Like, I don't want, it's like, I don't want to say it on here because, like I said, the story is already graphic enough as it is. But ugh, like, I can't even go on with the story. Like I said, it's just crazy. I don't know why some of y'all wanted me to even talk about this. I don't know, maybe it's just wild. But that's just stuff, I guess, that they like to do. And I have no more words. I can't even say any much more past from what I've said right now. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.